Here's your weather in a flash for Sunday, January 7th. I am Storm Track 8 meteorologist Marcus Bailey. Hopefully your Sunday off to a good start. Dry and yes, still cold early this morning, but I'll tell you what, it was an improvement at least. The teens early this morning, and much of the day should be pretty quiet. A lot of cloud cover as we hold through the afternoon. Maybe a few flurries by close to dinner time. Numbers should get into the upper 20s, wind chills into the teens, so that is a big improvement compared to where we have been. And I know many of you, the big questions will be what's happening tonight, overnight, and Monday morning. So let me kind of walk you through this. This is a tricky forecast. Let's start about the weather alert here. Many of you that have the Wish TV weather app already got this alerted early Sunday morning. That is a winter weather advisory for all of central Indiana. This will start just after dinner time, and the start times vary depending on location, but the bottom line is it will be for the duration of the overnight leading into Monday morning. That's the heart of this system. It will eventually wrap up at the latest by early afternoon on Monday. Our winter weather threats are these. I'm going snow on the lower end for now because I think we only get maybe a couple of inches, and that won't be for everybody. That's manageable, and a lot of that will happen during the overnight hours if you see some of that snow accumulation. So that'll get some of the plows and salt trucks some time to try to clear that off for the morning drive. What I do have at a higher level, at the moderate threat level, is ice, freezing rain potential. And with that, slick roads. That may need to be altered to go a little bit higher as we do have that threat for freezing rain. And the reason why I have that higher, and it may not be much in terms of freezing rain, but the key takeaway is, look, it doesn't take much ice or freezing rain to cause big problems. And if we even have a little bit, that is certainly enough to warrant some concern for the Monday morning drive. Let me kind of walk you through the timetable here on Futurecast and what we expect. And I'm going to caution you this when I show you this here. And as I move it into motion and stop at 9 o'clock. I agree with the timing that Futurecast has been pretty consistent with. What I don't agree with necessarily are the temperatures that you're going to see, and with that, the precipitation type. Now keep in mind, the blue shows snow, pink, sleet or freezing rain, and green shows all rain. Here are the takeaways that I think you need to be aware of. As I stop this at midnight, I think the temperatures are too warm here. I think by this time, because we're going to be cloudy all day and we still have a lot of snow on the ground and we have been very cold, we're likely going to be below freezing. And most importantly, higher up in the atmosphere, I think is going to be below freezing still at that point. So what will likely fall, since we're frozen, we're below freezing, will be snow. And I think that will start everything off from midnight after. Once we get into the overnight, and I don't think Futurecast is showing this very well, is we're going to have a wedge of warmer air higher up in the atmosphere. I still think here at the surface, we're at or below freezing. Because again, we have snow on the ground. The ground is super cold from the last 2 weeks. So if we have that scenario where it is warmer than freezing high above, that will melt the snow. That will fall as rain. And then as it makes contact, it would freeze on contact. And that is the recipe for freezing rain or ice. The question will be the duration. How long will that last? Some thought process going in thinking if we get some precipitation falling, it could cool the upper levels and we could see that change back over to snow. That's going to be a question that we're going to have to kind of guide through and walk through as we get into the actual event. There are a few scenarios that play out here. One is a longer duration freezing rain event, which would be very problematic. The other, obviously, is it cools enough that we see snow, and maybe not quite as problematic, but we may go with a little bit more snow. Either way, the potential there, we feel pretty confident that it's at least at best, going to be a slow commute in and potentially snowy into work. At worst, it's going to be extremely difficult to travel for your Monday morning. So I know that's kind of back and forth a little bit, but there's a lot of factors in play. But bottom line, you need to give yourself extra time to get where you need to go for your Monday morning. By the way, this will all wrap up, we think, by late morning and the rest of your Monday dry. Now, this is our in-house model in terms of ice accumulation, saying a couple hundredths of an inch, but we're seeing some models going as high as a tenth of an inch or more. Even a few hundredths of an inch could cause some problems. And then snowfall accumulation around 1 to 2 inches from the Indy Metro and points north, dusting to an inch south, and that's where you maybe have a better freezing rain potential. We will keep you updated here throughout the evening. Brad Mousehart's in at 6. Ken Brewer will help tag team at 10 and 11, and then myself, Stephanie Mead, will be in overnight and get you ready for daybreak starting at 4 a.m. So a forecast you're going to keep a careful eye on. Again, as I mentioned, slow going for the morning commute. Doesn't matter what we see overnight. So give yourself time to get where you need to go. The evening drive will be a little bit better. Temperatures into the mid-30s. All right, once we get past this, your 8-day looks far better. How about near 50 on Wednesday with scattered rain and mid-50s on Thursday with scattered rain? So we're going to melt a lot of that snow out of here. Then colder temperatures come in. 35 on Friday and upper 20s with snow chances coming in to start off next weekend. Great day to have our Wish TV weather app. That will give you that interactive radar that you can check in on the precip moving in, as well as weather alerts based on your location and real-time traffic updates if things get a little bit hairy Monday morning. Go to your phone's app store and search for Wish TV weather. Stay safe, stay updated. Brad and Ken will be keeping you updated on social media and through the evening, and I will see you bright and early Monday morning for Daybreak Monday starting at 4 a.m.